Welcome back, everybody. In this video, our focus is going to be lesson number 55. And in lesson number 55, we are continuing to review the concept of a key signature. Now, if you remember, a key signature will always occupy the space between the treble clef and the time signature. In this case, this key signature has a flat sign, not a sharp sign. So this one is going to be, require a bit of an explanation because we haven't gone over that accidental yet. And here we have it in a key signature. So let's go over a flat sign. A flat sign is doing the opposite of a sharp sign. So if you were to have a G with a sharp sign next to it, you should know that you're going to raise it to the 4th fret and play it as a G sharp. If you have a flat sign next to a G, it's called the G flat. And that means that the G is going to be moved from the 3rd fret backwards to the 2nd fret. So now we have a G flat. So I know you may be asking, well, isn't that an F sharp? Well, yeah, depending on which way you're coming from, it's going to be named something different. So if you're going from the 3rd to the 4th fret, you're going to name it based off of the note that you're modifying. So G becomes G sharp. But if it's written as an A, and there's a flat sign next to that, you're modifying the A, so this is going to now be called an A flat, not a G sharp. So it's based on the direction that you're coming from. Now, this key signature has a B flat. If there were a note beside that flat sign, it would be a B. B is the 2nd string open. We cannot go backwards on an open string. This is as far as it goes. Unless you detune the guitar and you start to go lower, right? We can move it up. We can move it up with a sharp sign, but we are being asked to move it backwards. So if you remember from the previous lesson, in lesson 54, we had found B on the 3rd string. It was on the 4th fret. So if you listen, this is the same pitch as the 2nd string open. So these are both the same note, B and B. So we are now going to replace the 2nd string with the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So now we have a few more frets available to us, and now we can apply that flat sign to the B, which would otherwise be on an open string. So B flat is going to be on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And you can apply this to all of the open strings. So if you saw an E on the 1st string, okay, and there was a flat sign beside it, you would have to find E on the 2nd string. It'd be on the 5th fret, by the way. See, listen, same note. That actually sounded like I played one note, but I played 2. Okay, so here's your E. Now we have, again, some frets available to us. And now we can move the E to an E flat. So it's no longer going to be on the 1st string. So that's just a second example to kind of get the point across. So you're going to have both flats and sharps in this lesson. If you look at the 2nd measure, you have a C sharp. So we have both sharps and flats. From now on, moving forward, sharps and flats. In measure 3, there's a sharp sign. In measure 3, 4, 5. In measure 5, there's a sharp sign. Just remember to apply those sharp signs. And remember, sharp signs last for the duration of the measure. So once you apply it to that note, you leave it as a sharp sign until you've hit the bar line. And then it all resets. In measure 6, we have our first instance of a bar. So in measure 6, let's go over that. Let's go over this one note at a time. Our bass note in measure 6 is the 4th string open. Easy enough. The very next note is a B, and if you remember, according to our key signature, all of the B's are flat. So we're going to play B here, B flat. The flat sign is going to move it backwards. Here's our B flat. So here's the next note. 4th string open, B flat. After that, we have a D. D is on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. It's on the same fret as your B flat. See? The note after that is a G, and G just so happens to be on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So instead of doing this, making your finger hop from one string to the next, what you're going to do is you're going to flatten that 1st finger and press down on all 3. And there's a couple of dead giveaways, a couple of hints that'll tell you that you're going to be barring, so that you don't have to discover it by first finding out where all of the notes are. You'll notice that each of these notes, with the exception of the bass note, have a number 1 written beside it. You see, B flat has a 1, D has a 1, and G has a 1. So you're going to use your 1st finger for all of them. Okay, clear indication that that's a bar. The other thing is you're going to see a Roman numeral with the letter C, I should say, with a Roman numeral beside that. Now, in this case, we're playing a half bar, so that C has a line going through it, and that's what notates the half bar. If that C did not have a line through it, it'd be a bar across all 6 strings. Okay? The Roman numeral 3 is telling you which fret that the bar is going to be on. So that just means 3rd fret. If that were a V, Roman numeral 5, you would be barring the 5th fret. And again, if it were a C without the line, it'd be a full bar. A C with the line, half bar. And that's how you would read that. The line, if you're looking at your music, the line beside that is going to tell you how long you have to hold that bar for. Once you've gotten past that, you're going to remove the bar and then continue to play whatever else is written. So here's what this one sounds like. Whoops. Pay attention to some of the things I was doing. Slight crescendos, slight decrescendos. I slowed down a little bit. I sped up a little bit here and there. Pay attention to the resolutions. Listen to where the chord sounds like you've arrived somewhere. And let me just go ahead and tell you where those are in case you didn't hear them or in case you missed them. Measure 3 into measure 4. That's a resolution. I've resolved. It just feels like I've arrived home. Because this is the first chord that you play in the lesson. So for now, you can use this as establishing that home note. So arriving again at this note is going to sound like a resolution. So in measure 3 again. Okay. And then we have D7. I played that wrong earlier. Tension. It's going somewhere harmonically. Resolution. Right? Resolution again. And there you go. All right. That concludes this video. I will see all of you in lesson 56.